I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining today on this channel. It is wonderful to have community, and today I'm going to be talking about self-trust and how this relates to freedom. So your freedom doesn't start when everything in your life changes. Like your outside looks all beautiful and you got the house, you got the car, you got the husband, you got the kids, you got, you have, all this money, you got the career. No, freedom doesn't start there. Yes, this can be a part of your outer world that has shifted for some people. I think a lot of it is a facade, and a lot of it is conditioning of what we believe the American dream is, but you still feel this emptiness. Like you still feel like you want to scream. You still feel like you want to sabotage your life. Freedom starts the moment you start trusting yourself again. Freedom starts the moment you start trusting yourself again. So the real problem is that most women feel like they need the outside validation to feel safe. When you feel like you need someone else to validate what you feel on the inside. And it's because we never really learned to trust our inner signals. We probably were taught very young to get permission. And I think this really helped our, it caused our inner knowing to really die and to really fizzle out. I mean, it's still there, but it's like we learned to ignore ourselves. We learned to really calm ourselves down or pacify that side of ourselves in a sense of ignoring ourselves, really just ignoring it. And so what it means, freedom really means, is not needing permission to choose what feels right, even when fear is present. So it's no longer abandoning yourself. It's no longer saying yes to what everybody else feels is the best for you. And it's saying yes to you and yourself, and being able to trust yourself and trust your decision and feel that discomfort and still move anyway. So I wanted to talk about really quickly, I don't usually talk about science on here, but we'll talk a little bit, a little touch here. And there's a part of your brain called the amygdala, and it's the part of your brain that governs whether a situation is safe or not. So this is what you probably have heard in the past about whether you go into fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. And sometimes this part of our brain, I like to call it our inner child, it sometimes overrides our decision making, which is usually in our prefrontal cortex. And we react from there. And when we really can come into a more integrated part of ourselves and really in that self-leadership and self-trust is when we can say, okay, we can hear that amygdala, that inner child saying, stop, this feels different, which means it equals danger. Because usually if there's change or something feels different or there's criticism coming into our lives, then that's when our automatic part of our system comes on. And sometimes, depending on the situation, we can respond differently. Some of us have multiple ways our nervous system reacts, and other times for some people it may just be one. I think most of us have like one primary one, but I like to call that the inner child. And then we have our intuition, where our intuition saying, yeah, this discomfort that we're feeling means growth, keep going, do it anyway. And then we have our prefrontal cortex, which I like to call the inner masculine or the sovereign leader, that says, okay, I hear both of you and I'm choosing the path most aligned with my soul. And this is what we learn through self-trust. And through self-trust, we can learn through self-awareness. And a lot of us are somewhat aware, but we bring judgment around that awareness. So self-trust is about learning to trust ourselves and also giving ourselves compassion and learning about ourselves and still being able to make that decision anyway. So I'm going to just tell you how this showed up in my life. I felt I always needed permission and validation before making the next step. And a few months ago, I decided that I was going to move cross country, quit my job, and decide to live a different path in my life. And at the moment, it didn't make any sense. I had a pretty stable life where I was from, but I was able to choose myself in that moment, that inner knowing, and make that decision. It's not that I didn't feel discomfort, and it's not that I have all the clarity right now, but I'm able to feel a sense of I was able to trust myself anyway and feel safe enough to make that decision no matter what. And I can still hold those emotions that come up for me and still trust my inner knowing despite whatever is going on, despite what's coming up for me. Because it's not about perfection. It's about still choosing yourself no matter what, and still being able to hold yourself no matter what through the situations that come up, and still being able to choose yourself. So just going over this self-trust, because I believe that it is definitely so important in our journey and to really feeling free. This is part of my foundation and my new program, Pathway to Freedom. The core of the program is to help you on your path to feeling free. And this is part of it. And if this is something that is calling to you and you know that you may, you need a little support in, because support is definitely also very, very important in our journey. And if you feel like you need a support in it, comment below, message me, let me know, and let's talk. This may be something that is speaking to you and you're drawn to, and listen to that. Decide to choose yourself today in that manner. All right, and I will end it there. If there are any questions or concerns, even if it's about anything in this video that came up for you, I would love to hear from you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.